We heard that Governor Cuomo was met by some activists this morning and gave them a thumbs up and said no fracking. You got any comments about what might come out of that?
I think that's a politician just waving at the crowd. I was excluded from a debate with Hillary Clinton, and when she and Bill walked out of the WABC studios in New York City, everybody's booing, and they're waving with a big smile on their face. That doesn't mean anything. If he was going to ban fracking, he would have done it by now. And if he wins this election in terms of his presidential ambitions, he's going to approve fracking because he doesn't want to be the only Democrat of national significance in the country who's against fracking. Obama's for it. Schumer and Gillibrand called him out on it on MSNBC about a month ago. If he was against fracking, he would have a big press conference and say, here's our policy. So a thumbs up, that don't mean nothing.
You mentioned that last instance with Gillibrand, was it? On what media?
MSNBC, the Morning Joe program. Schumer was on, and Morning Joe said, why don't you start fracking in New York? It's going to make you a lot of money. And Schumer said, well, Cuomo's being carefully studying it, but yeah, I don't understand because everybody else is doing it making money. All the Democrats are for it. That's what Schumer said. And then Gillibrand, the next day or so, piled on and agreed with Schumer. So you can trace that on the internet. It was maybe 2 months ago now.
Okay, you want to talk just a little bit about your campaign and what your responses is to the choices in front of us?
Well, in all likelihood, on the ballot in November, I will be the only vote against fracking. And the only vote for following through on what this Jacobson study says is possible, 100% clean energy by 2030. Not only would it protect our land, our air, and our soil, and our water, it would create 4.5 million jobs. That's what the study says. In manufacturing and construction, those are middle-income jobs, good jobs. The official unemployment rate is 750,000. In this state, people would move to New York. It would revitalize our economy. It would cut electric costs. The study says it'd be about half the cost in the decade from 2020 to 2030 than if we stick with nuclear and fossil fuels. So fracking can't touch that. Leave aside the environmental problems, the economic impact can't touch that. It adds some people. A lot of guys come in with the rigs to set up the platforms and then they leave. And all we get is some low-paid service jobs. And then we wreck the economy of farming, vineyards, and tourism. And we need to revitalize the upstate economy by protecting the natural environment we have here and then go into renewable energy. The sun shines, the wind blows, the waves lap at our shore. If we set up a renewable energy infrastructure with a smart grid, we just have to harvest that energy all around us. And it'll be a lot cheaper than burning fossil fuels or building nuclear power plants. That's my program. It's the centerpiece of what I call a Green New Deal, economic human rights, the jobs, living wages, health care for all, a good education, affordable housing and transit, and clean energy. And clean energy is the centerpiece in terms of its economic impact. That's what I'm running for. I ran in 2010. I called for a ban on fracking when most of the movement was saying study it, and some were even saying it's the lesser evil to coal. And after the election, I came in 3rd out of 7. I'm a Teamster. I unload trucks overnight. Media didn't take me seriously. I'm this upstate hick working class guy. I came in 3rd, beat all those, characters and stars down in New York City. And after the election, the movement picked up our slogan, our demand, which was ban fracking, which I didn't come up with. It was Green Party members in the Southern Tier, Ground Zero on fracking, and they came up with it in early 2009 or even 2008. So, all I was the vehicle bringing it forward, and I'm carrying it forward in this election. So come November, you want to vote against fracking, I'm the only vote. In all likelihood, unless Cuomo loses the primary, which is not likely.
Thank you, Howie Hawkins, candidate for governor of the Green Party.
We are unstoppable. Let's take right back.